Vehicle Spec family, welcome back to another video. Today we have a 2026 Honda CR-V Sport Touring in solar silver metallic with a black interior. So the Sport Touring is the highest level you can get in the CR-V lineup. Below the Sport Touring Hybrid is the Sport L Hybrid. And then I guess technically below the Sport L Hybrid is the Trail Sport. The Trail Sport is new for 2026. I recently did a walk around on that video and it's hybrid only. Below the Trail Sport, you have the Sport Hybrid. And then below the Sport, then you have EXL, which is technically higher than Sport Hybrid, but below Sport L Hybrid. It can get a little confusing. Below the EXL, you have the EX, that's also not hybrid. And below the EX, you have the base model LX. Now on the front fascia of the Sport Touring, the first thing you're gonna notice is this silver portion, like right down here, kind of like fog lights. That's unique to the Sport Touring. So any of the other hybrids that have this front bumper will be gloss black. If you're trying to tell if this is a Sport Touring or not, look for the silver. On the lower portion of the bumper, it is flat black. On the lower grille, it's flat black. Active grille shutters, which is nice. You do have sensors on the lower portion of the bumper. Now this one is solar silver metallic, so you can see it kind of shine in the sun. It's a beautiful color. And there's no premium charge for this color too, which is nice. Now, no fog lights are available on any CR-V period, but you do get your full LED headlamps. So you have LED low beam, high beam, turn signals, and daytime running lights. You do have functional bumper curtains on both sides of the bumper, which is nice. And you do have a gloss black grille here. You have your big Honda emblem, which also houses your radar for your Honda sensing safety features. And the CR-V went to this design, I think back in 22, not mistaken, no, 23. 23 was the first year of this design. So you have the long roadster type hood. You do have the wide windshield, which is nice. And they pull the windshield back a little bit more for better headroom and better visibility. You do have the updated wipers that actually has the nozzle on the wipers themselves. It is such a hot day today and it's super windy, but the wind actually helped cooling me off a little bit because I'm dying making this video for you guys. Now, what's unique on the Sport Touring is also the 19-inch gloss black alloy rims. This design is unique to the, I'm about to say Trail Sport, unique to the Sport Touring. And I think only the Sport Touring is 19. I believe anything below the Sport Touring is 18s, and then I think the LX is 17s. The new Trail Sport, I think those are 18s as well. But these are all season tires, and they're 235, 55, 19s. And I wish it came with black lug nuts, but it's still nice design. Now, this CR-V do have a protection package. So you can see you have the wheel locks, splash guards, and I believe a cargo tray in the trunk. Above the wheel, you get a slight clattering, like flat black, but it's not too much where it looks, crazy off-road or anything like that. Just a slither above the wheel. You do have gloss black side mirrors. Now the top portion is gloss black, the bottom portion is flat black. You do have an LED turn signals integrated into the mirror. They're not power folding or anything like that. Around the windows, it's all full gloss black, which is nice. The pillars are flat black. Door handles are body colored. And you have more of the flat black, like I say, wrapping around the whole CR-V for you. Now you do have gloss black roof rails that come standard. I think it's standard on all of the hybrids. So if you want crossbars, you add the crossbars and you're good to go. But if you get like an EX or EXL or LX, you have to add the roof rails and the crossbars on your CR-V. Coming along to the rear of the 26 Sport Touring, you still have a shark fin style antenna. So you can see up here is body colored. The window spoiler here is half body colored, half gloss black, exposed wipers, LED third brake light. You have your all-wheel drive sticker back here. That's from like the original CR-V. I think the first and second generation of CR-V had four-wheel drive as a sticker to know if it's all-wheel drive or two-wheel drive. But all-wheel drive is standard on the Sport Touring. So the Sport L, the Sport, and the Trail Sport too. Trail Sport and Sport Touring both have standard all-wheel drive, but Sport L and Sport Hybrids is optional. LX, EX, EXL, two-wheel drive or all-wheel drive is also optional. You do have your chrome Honda emblem here, full LED. I'm lying, not full LED. Your turn signals are not LED. You can see it's a traditional bulb in there, which is crazy. But it's crazy because the RDX, the Acura RDX also has a traditional bulb turn signal. So Honda and Acura, they just don't like LED turn signals, I guess, in their SUVs. But you do have LED brake lights and reverse lights. Your license plate bulb is also LED. You can see it says hands-free access power tailgate because you do have that feature standard on the Sport Touring. For 2026, I think this is new where CR-V is blacked out and hybrid's blacked out. And same thing on Sport Touring because I think 25 and older came in chrome. So that's something I think they switched up for 2026. On the lower portion of the bumper, flat black, you do have sensors in the bumper and you do have these two exhaust finishers. Now, this one is not a real one. I don't know if you can see on camera. This one is a real one. And because the CR-V, well, we'll get to the motor in a second. It's a non-turbo 4-cylinder, so Honda only saved the dual exhaust for the turbo motors, which is interesting. And the Sport Touring kind of get this diffuser style thing back here as well too. But silver portion right here to break up some of the black reflectors. From the rear, you know it's a CR-V. Especially with the signature pillar taillights, you know that this guy is a CR-V. Before we jump into the CR-V, here is the key fob. For the CR-V, this is the new Honda design key fob versus the previous one they had that was like a rectangle. It's a little bit bigger. It's a little bit more smaller, more lighter, easy to slide in your pocket. You have lock, you have unlock, you have remote start. That's what that circle is. And you do have a power tailgate, panic, and you do have an emergency key blade in here too, just in case the battery dies, you drop this in your cereal, you run it over, you can still unlock the door, pop the hood, jump the battery. Now for a remote start, you lock it and you hold the circle and you keep holding it till it flashes one time, then you can let go, and then it'll flash, I think 6 times to let you know it's running. Now the engine kicked on just now because I think the battery is kind of low. Sometimes the engine won't kick on, it'll just flash, and the electric system will have your climate control on. You don't even need the engine on. And if you no longer need a feature, you hold the circle, and it flashes once, shuts off for you. Now with the smart key, you do have key linkage built into the key fob. So you see it's number 2. The other key will be number 1. So you can save your seat position to the key and some of your settings to your key to 1 and 2, which is nice. And you do get smart entry on the CR-V, but it's only for the driver and passenger door. So if you look here, you see the little lines right here, you tap it, locks all the doors, you put your hand in there, unlock the door. By default, it'll only unlock the driver door. And if you put your hand in the passenger door first, it'll unlock all 4 doors. But you can go into settings and change it where the driver door unlocks all of the doors. Now, I forgot to mention before we get in there, blind spot monitoring is also standard on your Sport Touring. And the smart entry is not available on the back door handle like the Passport and the Pilot and most of the Acura product. But I'm sure maybe next generation that might be something they add in here. Now, what's nice on the Sport Touring is you have the option of a gray interior because I believe in 23, when these first came out, I don't think you had a gray interior as an option. Maybe you did, but you can get a gray interior. It's like a half gray, half black, or you can get this black interior, which Honda probably make more of the black interior over the gray interior. Now let's take a look at the door card here. We have soft touch up here, soft touch here. There's some piano black here. It's texturized piece here. That's kind of like like a chrome black. It actually looks kind of nice. Door handle here. 2 position memory seats, only for the driver door. And that's what I was saying, back to keys, you have 1 and 2. And you do have soft touch where you rest your elbow, arm and stitching, which is nice. Auto up down for all 4 windows, power locks, power mirrors, and additional storage down here, bottle holder. You do have a speaker grill there. And on the driver's side here, you have these leather trimmed seating. So I believe where you touch is leather, but the back of the seat, I don't think it's real leather. I think just the front of the seat, but it is perforated, which is nice with the arm and stitching, very comfortable, nice bolstering, thigh bolstering as well. And I believe you get a 10-way power adjustment on the driver. So you have forward, back, you have up, down. You can tilt this portion right here, up and down. Of course, you can move this guy right here, forward and back. And you have a 2-way lumbar just in and out. I wish they had up and down like the previous CR-V, but they got rid of up and down, just kept the in and out. On the passenger side, you do have a power adjustment as well, but it's only forward, back, and then you can move the back of the seat forward and back. There isn't a up and down option for the passenger side, and no memory seats as well. That's something Honda reserved for Acura. Let's jump into the beautiful Sport Touring, and I really want to jump in here because I'm cooking out here. It's a hot day. I think it's 92 degrees right now, 2:30. Push button start, so hold your foot on the brakes, push the button there. Sometimes it'll whirl to life, sometimes the engine will kick on. Let's go ahead, close the door, adjust the AC. This is beautiful. For 2026, the interior looks very similar for 2025. They did make some small tech tweaks in the CRV, especially in the Sport Touring. So you have this nice smooth leather wrap steering wheel, this orange stitch, which is nice. And heated steering wheel is standard now. I think I don't know if that started in 25 or if that started this year, but when this generation first came out, you couldn't get a heated steering wheel, or was it optional? I can't remember. But you do have a nice controls on both sides of the steering wheel, piano black on the inside. Now the left side is going to be some of your media goodies. So you have next track, you have previous, you have volume, you have a voice command, and you have a scroll wheel. And on the right side, you do have some of your cruise features and some of your Honda sensing features. So cruise on and off, cancel, resume set, adaptive cruise control distance adjustment here, scroll wheel here, and your lane keeping assist on and off. Behind the steering wheel, you do have shifters. They're not to shift gears because the CRV has a ECVT. It's not an automatic transmission, and this is not to shift through your virtual gears like the Civic. This guy will actually adjust your regenerative braking. So for an example, if I go to B mode here, you can see it says B and M, and you can see 3 arrows, and I can adjust the regenerative braking. So I can have 1, or I can have, 4? So you have plenty different adjustments, which is nice because a lot of hybrids give you a B mode with 1 adjustment, and that's it, 1 mode. There's no adjusting 4 different levels like the CRV does, which is nice. Now behind the steering wheel, you do have your light stalk over here. You have off, auto, standard, parking, and on, and no fog light switch. And you do have high beam assist standard on the CRV. On the right side, you have off. You do have auto rain sensing windshield wipers. That's a feature that's only in the Sport Touring. You have low and high, and then you have your rear wiper, intermediate, and on. You can see it wiping back there as well. Now on the left side of the steering wheel, you do have your controls here. 1 air vent here that you can close and open, which is nice. More piano black. You do have your trunk open and close button there. 2 blink buttons here. And the steering wheel is, actually let me open the door a little bit. The steering wheel is manual adjustment, so you pull down here, you can go up and down, or you can go in and out, which is nice. And then you have your standard pedals, so no sport pedals or anything like that. Rubber, so gas brake, and your dead pedal, and you pop the hood right there. Now let's go ahead and close that guy back. Now what's new for 2026 on Trail Sport, the Sport L, and the Sport Touring is a full digital with a 10.2-inch cluster, which is nice. I would have expected the Honda throw this in here back when this first came out, but it was always the half digital and the half analog. Now you still have that in the lower trims, but Trail Sport and up, we'll get the full digital, which is nice. This is a nice touch to have. And you do have a gauge over here for your battery and a gauge over here for your gas, and some of your lightings will pop up here. But most of it is full digital, which is nice. You do have a speedometer, digital in the middle. The left wheel right here will control the left side. So you have phone, FM, AM, USB, Bluetooth, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. You have Alexa built in. You can customize the display, so hide and show different apps that you don't want to view on the display here. And you do have audio and clock that you can remove too if you don't want to view that in this power gauge over here. On the non-hybrids, it would just be a tachometer. And on the right side, you have plenty of adjustments. So right now, we're viewing navigation. I believe if you use an Apple CarPlay, it'll give you turn-by-turn directions in this screen here too if you're in navigation. If you don't have a destination in there, like how this one is, then it'll just be a compass. If you scroll, you have your driver attention level. Let's turn up the air in here. Get a little bit more air in here. There we go. If you fill up those bars, the CRV will recommend you to either pull over, take a break, you're falling asleep. And you do have your all-wheel drive, pretty much your torque distribution here, which is nice. You have who have their seatbelts on, oil life, safety support. So here you can turn on and off some of your safety features. So you have road departure mitigation, you have blind spot information system, low speed braking control. I believe, is that standard on, no, I think the EXL or the Sport L, maybe EXL and Sport L both get this feature, or I think just Sport L gets that feature. EXL and up gets low speed braking control. So cool feature there. Parking sensors on and off, and collision mitigation braking system. You do have no content if you want to view anything, and you could change your miles per hour to kilometers if you want to. Adjust the brightness. You have vehicle stability on and off, and your gauge display. And with gauge display, you can either hide and show different apps on that list that you don't want to show. And you do have a gauge design. So right now we're in round. You can change it to bar, which is nice, where you have your speedometer and your power gauge going up and down instead of it being a traditional round. And you have round and bar minimal, where you can just have less information on there but keep it round. I'm going to keep it on the standard round. We don't need minimal on there, but it's nice that Honda give you some customization you can do on your digital cluster. And then your power, I think it's called power flow. So this will show you what's going on with the powertrain. Right now, the engine turned on to charge the battery. I think the battery, when it gets to 3, the CRV stops charging. But if you get to 2, oh, there you go. Hit 3 and then stop charging. When you get down to 2 for your battery, the engine will automatically come on to charge it. It'll also show, are you using an electric motor to power the wheels, or are you using regenerative braking to charge back the battery? If you're very curious, you can see everything that's going on with your CRV. Now this one, this is your range and your average fuel. So don't really mind that 16.8 miles per gallon. This one's on a parking lot here at a dealership, so it gets driven around. Once someone actually buy the CRV, they can get their real-time average. And if you scroll down, you do have your average speed and your engine time, which is nice, and you're back to navigation as well. So some customization there, a lot more than 2025, and I like that you finally get the full digital cluster. Now taking a look at your touchscreen display here, it's still a 9-inch like 2025, but you probably noticed the UI is completely different. For 2026, Honda gave every CRV the 9-inch touchscreen display. So previously, the Sport Touring had a 9-inch, the Sport L and the EXL, and I think that were the only models to get a 9-inch. Anything below that will get the smaller 7-inch. It was the touchscreen, but you didn't get wireless Apple CarPlay and you didn't get wireless Android Auto. It was wired only. For 2026, every CRV has wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto, but the Sport Touring will give you Google built in, so you don't get that in any model below this one. So with Google built in, you have Google Maps standard, which is nice, and you can see you have Google Maps, so you can sign into your Gmail, have your home settings, recent places, work, everything that's on your phone. Just have it here if you use Google Maps pretty often. You also have the Play Store, so here you can sign in and download apps directly to your CRV. So you can see some examples up there, Spotify and YouTube and SoundCloud, which is a nice feature. You don't have to have your phone paired. And you have Google Assistant, so you can say things like, hey Google, tell me a joke.
What kind of music do bunnies like best? Hip hop.
It's always a corny joke every time, but yeah. And with Google Assistant, it's more integrated in your CRV than, let's say like Siri or Alexa. So you can say things like, hey Google, turn on my heated seats.
Got it. Turning on the seat heater for the driver.
And they turn it on. Of course, we don't need it on for, a note today. You can tell it to do many different things. Your media, your climate control. There's different settings in your CRV from your voice, which is a nice upgrade. Now you do have phones, so Bluetooth, FM radio. I told you about the wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto. Alexa is built in. If you slide to the next page, you do have vehicle settings, general settings. You have profile settings. So with profile settings, you can set different profiles in your CRV. So when you get into it, it'll ask you to choose your account, and you can select your account, and how you have things saved, it'll automatically pull up kind of like how you last had it, which is pretty cool. But if we go back here and notice that you can swipe and look at different screens. Now, with the new 9-inch display in the Sport L, the Trail Sport, the LX, all of the other CRVs, it's one screen. There's no multiple different pages. That's unique to the Sport Touring. So if you like this UI better, you want to probably go up to the Sport Touring. You have general settings. I think I said that already. Power flow. So this is just a bigger version of the power flow we're viewing on here. So this will show you your battery percentage, kind of just like you have your battery gauge over there. You can see it here, your range, and what's powering the wheels, or how's your powertrain operating, which is nice. Bluetooth is standard, of course. Trip computer, USB. You have AM radio, system updates. You do have Wi-Fi hotspot built in, which is nice. You can have just a dedicated clock if you don't want to view your apps. You have HondaLink. Now, HondaLink is also standard in the Sport Touring. You cannot get that feature and anything below this one. So with HondaLink, you're able to remote start from your phone, lock it, unlock it from your phone, check your gas, check your range to your tank, check your oil life, plenty of different information you can view on your phone through HondaLink, and it is subscription based. So I think Honda give you 3 years free of HondaLink, and then get paid yearly. And with Google built in, it's also subscription based. So Honda gives you 3 years free of that as well. You have a compass, display mode for your brightness, and all apps. And then of course you have the shortcuts here. You have the Google Assistant built in there with the microphone. Tap it. It's going to want to record what's going on. You do have the physical buttons on the left side. So you have home, back, volume, power, next track, and previous. One thing I did notice too for 2026 is some of like the tones and like the system sounds are a little bit different than 2025. For example, when a message pops up, it's a different tone than what I'm used to from like 25, 24, and 23. So Honda did make some slight tweaks, you know, for the, I don't know what you would call it exactly, just like your audibles in the vehicle. Now for the sound system, you do get a 12 speaker Bose premium audio sound system in the Sport Touring. If you get anything below this, it'll be a Honda system, and it's 9 speakers and below. So if you want the more premium sound, that's standard in the Sport Touring. Now below your touchscreen display, you do have your ear vent here. Still the same style that started in the Civic, all gloss black here. You can move it around, and it feels very premium. You can see the clicks and everything feels very premium. You do have your climate control down below, all physical buttons. It's not on the screen or anything like that. Dual zone climate control, so driver, if you turn this thing off, passengers can have can have 2 different temperatures. It's been a hot day, so I probably can't even think right now. It's like my 3rd car I'm doing today. If you want tri-zone, you have to go up to a Passport or a Pilot or a Ridgeline or an Odyssey. But the CRV at least give you a dual zone. You hit sync, you're controlling both sides. You have a 3-level heated seats for the driver and passenger. There isn't any ventilating seats available on the CRV. I know a lot of people complain that they should have that standard. I think maybe the next generation you probably will have that, but just not available on the Sport Touring. You do have your auto climate control here, air circulation here, your modes, front defrost, fan speed, on and off. You have heated side mirrors and heated back glass, AC on and off. Real standard, easy to use. On the lower portion here, you have 2 USB-C ports. You have a power outlet as well. Standard wireless phone charging pad. This is something that Honda adds standard to every CRV now. Even I think the LX has a wireless phone charging pad, which makes sense because all trim levels have wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto. I like this type of grippy material here. It's kind of like a rubber material here. Leather wrap shift knob, and you do have a eCVT transmission. And we'll look at the motor once we're done with all of this. You do have 5 different drive modes, and I think they added individual for 2026. I'm not too sure. So for example, you have snow, you have Econ, normal, sport, and individual. I think individual is new, and you can customize it. So you can either hit customize up there, or if you push up and hold it, you can change the powertrain to Econ, normal, sport, the steering. You have your engine sound, which is interesting. I don't like the pumped in audio. Oh, look, it even shows you where the speakers are. So yeah, you have speakers that pump in, like make it sound like an engine, I guess, when you're in sport mode. And when you're in normal, you don't hear it as much, but in sport mode, you can hear it. So I guess if you want to have everything on normal, but put the engine sound on, you can. I'm not a big fan of the pumped in audio. You can change the gauge from normal to sport, and that has changed this to red instead of it being white up there. But that's nice that you have individual mode. I'm gonna go ahead and leave this guy in normal. And you do have electronic parking brake, brake hold is standard. You do have a downhill cruise control. I think I think Honda calls it hill descent control. So when you turn that on, you can set this up to 12 miles per hour, and it'll go down, you know, a hill or any type of decline that you're doing at that speed that you have set, which is nice. So let's go ahead and turn that off. Okay, yeah. Got that guy off. For the shifter, park, reverse, neutral, drive, and you have the B mode. B mode is how you can adjust the regenerative braking. If you ever wanted to control that, you do have armor stitching here on the boot, cup holders here, more storage here. Soft touch, that's really soft where you rest your elbow, and it's orange stitch, which is nice. And you open this guy up, you do get a tray in here, and then there's no plugins, just a little carpet mat down there, and that's pretty much it. The tray, you can put it in the front or you can put it in the back. And this doesn't move at all, it's stationary. You do have a lockable glove box, and it is damped. It's not lined with felt, but at least it opens slowly. bin style, which is nice. Above your 9-inch touchscreen display, you do have auto dimming rear view mirror. No HondaLink built in, and I don't think that's an option anymore. I think Honda got rid of that. Speaking of things that Honda got rid of, no more XM radio as well. So if you go to your sources, for example, didn't mean to turn that guy on, turn it down. You have FM, AM, USB, Bluetooth, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Alexa, and News from the built-in Google. But XM is no longer built in the CRV. But if you're using Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and you have the XM app, you can still technically use it in your CRV through Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Now, looking up here, you do have LED lighting throughout the cabin, which is nice. So map lights. You do have an SOS button here that you can pop open and speak to an operator right there on the spot. You do have a control here for the moonroof, and the power moonroof is standard on, I believe, EX and up on the CRVs. LX is the only model that don't get a sunroof, and there's no panoramic moonroof. You have to get like an RDX or an 8, but it opens all the way, which is nice. And then you can close it. It can also ventilate too if I push it straight up like that. And Ford will always close that guy up. But yeah, it's closed because we don't need no sun right now. And the headliner is black. I think that's standard on the hybrids. I think anything that's Sport Touring, Sport L, Trail Sport all have black headliners. I can't remember. I think the EXL and LX and EX, I think they have like the beigeish, grayish headliner. I can't really remember right now. But you do have, I'm about to say glass, a mirror with a light as well. Can you tell it's been a long day? Let's jump out of here. Let's take a look at the rear passengers and see what they will see, or maybe somebody's gonna drive you around. Who knows? Now, with the rear seats, the rear door opened almost 90 degrees. Look how wide that thing opens. That's one thing I love about the CRVs is how wide they open. Oh, it's kind of windy up here. Let's take a look at the door cards in the back. You get downgraded to a hard touch here, which that's expected. Well, I mean, on the Sport Touring, it would be nice to have this soft. The lower trims, I get it. Piano black here. You have this black textured piece here. Tweeter here for the Bose system. Door handle, soft touch here with orange stitch. It has all hard touch there. You do have a speaker grill down here, CRV, just in case you forgot what you're driving. Bottle holder and storage there. And the rear seats mimic the driver's seat with the design. Let me go ahead and close that door. And you have perforation in the rear, which is nice. And you don't have any heated back seat though. So let me unclip those. That's one thing that a lot of people also wish they had: heated back seats and ventilated front seats. I see the comments kind of all over, but I'm sure the next generation Honda may throw that in there. You do get air vents back here. Let me turn that on. I'm not trying to cook in here. Let's go ahead and close this door. Now this seat is all the way back and leaned a little bit back too, because that's how I show you guys the full interior there. And I still have space behind the driver with the seat all the way back. I'm 5'10", and the CRV is just one of the spacious back seats just in the class, which is really nice. 2 USB-C ports down here too, which is nice. And because this is a dual zone climate control, this rear air vent is based on the driver settings. So you can't adjust your settings back here. Now you do have an armrest here, and it is soft touch with a cup holder there. It kind of floats there, which is nice. And one thing parents will love is how easy it is to access car seats and booster seats. The tethers are just exposed. There's no clip. You have to, move out a little plastic piece, you move out the way. There's no like any Velcro. You got to peel back to find the hooks. They're right there. Look at that, easy to access. Same thing on the middle seat too, or is it just the outer seats? Yes, just the outer seats. Nothing here on the middle seats here. But you do have adjustable headrest as well. And you have an 8-way reclinement on the rear seat. So look how far back you can go. And I'm gonna move this one all the way up. This is as straight you can set the seat, and look how far you can go back. Like, that's a huge difference because there's 8 different adjustments. You do have LED lighting back here as well. You have your handles, and that's pretty much it. Let me jump out of here, and I'm gonna show you guys the adjustments on those rear seats. So you can go straight up here and then look at the multiple different, it's probably more than 8 that you can adjust that. So your rear passengers can really lay back if they want to. I dropped the headrest down a little bit, It can fold flat as well too. Actually, might can bypass it. There we go. So it's not fully flat. Actually, is it? It's actually, yeah, it's a little angled. It's not fully flat, but that's pretty nice. Now let's take a look at the cargo space back here. Now you do have the hands-free access, so you can kick under the bumper, it'll open, and you can kick for it to close, and you can adjust how high it opens as well. Nice touch. The hands-free is standard on the Sport Touring. It might be optional on the Sport L, I'm not too sure. You get standard carpet floor mats. The Trail Sport will give you all-season rubber mats, but you can add all-season rubber mats to your Sport Touring 2 as an option through your dealership. Now this one does have the cargo tray, that's optional. Yours would just come with a carpet if you don't have that protection package on it. And you have storage over here. You have a little storage over here, which is nice. And because the hybrid battery lives back here, there's no spare tire available on the Sport Touring. So this floor does not open at all. This stays fixed there. But Honda does give you, hidden in the wheel well, is a flat fix kit. So they give you a funnel, because you have a capless fuel filler. And what's cool too is if your gas cap gets stuck, you have this little yellow cord in here you can pull to open your gas cap. Because actually, I don't think I showed you guys, it's capless, and to open it, you just push in and it opens for you. So no gas cap, technically this is the cap here. When you lock your CRV, it will lock that door. So because of that, you don't have no lever, you have to pull up by the driver. But let's go ahead and close this guy off. Is it this way? I think it's this way. No. Oh, okay, there we go. This thing threw me off. I'm like, how you put this thing back? But yeah, look at that, real easy. Clips right back into place. Now you do have LED lighting back here on both sides. Power outlet back here. You have a little grocery hook, look like you have there. If you add a cargo cover, it can hook into right there. The one thing with the previous generation CRV is it came standard with the cargo cover, so now it's optional. Also, the previous generation CRV used to have handles you pull to drop the seats. Now you either have to stretch and drop the seats, or you have to come around, like what I'm doing, and drop the seat down. Let's put the headrest down so that guy can go all the way. There we go. Now, with the rear seats down, it's a unique design that Honda did because it's not flat like the previous CRV. The previous CRV, you had like a movable floor that can go up and down in all of the models, and it'll be flush with your seat. This one has a hump there. I don't know if you guys can see that. So if you plan on sleeping back here, you might have to put something right here that could be leveled with those rear seats. But it's very spacious though, very spacious, wide opening, and look how low the load floor is, which is nice. So if you have something heavy, you don't have to carry it as high. But for the Sport Touring, I think it's a nice trim. You get a lot of features. Let's close this up and let me show you guys what's powering this thing. So it's still the same hybrid system as 2025. Let's go ahead and actually turn this guy off and pop the hood. And it's a 2-liter 4-cylinder with their 2-motor hybrid system. So you get 2 electric motors. And look at that, struts. Every CRV gets struts, which is nice. No more prop rod. Now this system with the 2-liter and the hybrid motor makes 204 horsepower and I think 247 foot-pound of torque. So plenty of torque from this powertrain. And from here, you can see obviously your orange wires for your electrical system, but you also can just see the battery there, fuse box. There's not a big cover where you can't see anything. Everything is available. You can see it's a small motor, fits perfectly in the engine bay. We're gonna go ahead and build us a 2026 Honda CR-V Sport Touring. I'm gonna show you guys all the exterior colors, interior colors, and what's available and accessories on your CR-V. I have the 2026 Honda CR-V trim walk pulled up here. This will show you all of the models and the different features between all of them. I recommend you pause the video and take a look at it because I'm not going to go over everything here. If you want to see the same thing, just go to Honda Information Center and you can pull up this trim walk on any Honda model. We're going to focus on the Sport Touring and let's jump in and actually build us one. So we're going to go to CR-V Hybrid. Actually, I'm going to show you all the CR-V so you can see all the trim levels. So starting off with the LX. Now the LX and the EX do not come in hybrid, but technically a sport hybrid and the EX is the same thing feature-wise. It's just one is a hybrid, one is not. Same thing with the EXL and Sport L. The EXL is not a hybrid, but the Sport L is a hybrid EXL, if that makes sense. Just the exterior has all the hybrid goodies, feature-wise, very similar. Now, Trail Sport is a new for 2026, and there isn't a gas-only Trail Sport. This is hybrid only. Same thing with the Sport Touring. You cannot get a gas Sport Touring. So if you want fully loaded, you have to get hybrid. Kind of everyone is leaning towards hybrid only, especially in this segment anyways. But the new RAV4 just came out, and that's all hybrid only. There's no gas model. So let's jump in and build us a Sport Touring hybrid. Now, because this is the only powertrain, you're looking at 40 city, 34 highway, 37 combined. I think I mentioned this in the video, 204 horsepower, like 247 foot-pound of torque. I'm not sure why they don't even put that on here, but this is Honda's, two-motor hybrid system they have in the Civic, it's in the Accord, it's in the CRV as well. It's a good system and very efficient, fun to drive. It's a good blend of everything. Some power, good efficiency. You cannot go wrong. Now let's take a look at all of the exterior colors for the 2026 Honda CRV Sport Touring Hybrid. We're going to start off with Canyon River Blue Metallic. And now Canyon River only comes with black interior, and there isn't any premium charge for that color. Same thing for Crystal Black Pearl. You have the option between black interior or the gray interior. And with the this quality is horrible on the website. But with the gray interior, it's gray in the middle and black on the outside with the orange stitching. So if you're interested with a lighter color, this is how it'll look. Now, it's not fully gray. I guess because I went to full screen, so I looked at crazy on the quality. But if you just want a little bit lighter interior, at least Honda gives you that option. Because the Sport L, I think, only comes in black interior. And I think the Sport only comes in black interior, too. So if you want a hybrid with light interior, you have to get a Sport Touring. You have Meteorite Gray Metallic, also no premium color charge. You can get black or gray interior. And then you have the new Solar Silver Metallic, which we're doing, which only comes in black interior. Solar Silver replaced Lunar Silver that the CRV used to come in. I think Solar Silver is a little bit more lighter than Lunar, or the other way around. If you park them next to each other, you can see the difference. Other than that, no one will not know the difference between Lunar Silver and Solar Silver. Now, you do have Platinum White Pearl, which is a premium charge for the color. You also can choose between black or gray interior. And you have Radiant Red Metallic, which is a premium color charge, which only comes in black interior. And of course, the fan favorite, the new in color Urban Gray Pearl, which comes in a black interior as well. I think my Trail Sport video is this exterior color. If you want to see what that looks like in person, we're going to go ahead and select Solar Silver. And if you look at the wheel options, there isn't any wheel options available on the Sport Touring. Now, as far as packages, there isn't any PPO package like the bigger Pilot, Passport, I think Ridgeline. I think, does Odyssey have a PPO? I think Odyssey might have a PPO packages as well. These are packages you can add at your dealership, so whenever you want. You don't have to order the car this way. So all season protection package 1, 2, you have the HPD package, which give you some rugged goodies. So you can get this little side piece down here. Look like you have is it spoiler change as well too? Yeah, spoiler changes, fender flares. So they give you some goodies. And actually, let's see what they actually give you. So tailgate spoiler, HPD emblem, lower door trim accent, and fender flare. So you want a more adventurous exterior, you can. You have the traditional protection package and utility package, which give you crossbars, running boards, and it says more. Oh, trailer hitch, seat back protectors, and then hands-free power tailgate attachment. Oh, because you get a hitch, so they have to relocate the sensor for the hands-free tailgate. So some options there. You can dress up your CRV, and here are all the standalone options. So they're not part of a package. So on the exterior, we got a bike attachment, frame mount. I don't know if you can get the fork mount anymore where you remove the front tire and it holds it, but you do have the full frame mount. Now you will need crossbars for this to work, but one thing was nice about the Sport Touring that it at least come with roof rails, so crossbars and the frame mount, you're good to go. Body side molding, there go the crossbars. You have some protective accessories, so door edge film, guards, you have the door handle film. I love door visors. It's a nice feature to get accessory feature, to get HPD sticker by itself. You can black out the emblem. So just the H, because from factory now, the CRV and hybrid is black. I think previously it would have been chrome, but if you want the H to match, you can, which is nice. I think it should have came that way from factory. But you do have fender emblems, fender flares, the hood air deflector. I wonder if people still doing this. This is like so old school. I'm shocked that Honda even still have that as an accessory. Kayak attachment, the lower door trim, moon roof visor, another old school accessory there. Roof basket, short box, running boards. Plenty of different accessories you can add to your CRV, snowboard attachment, splash guard, surfboard, tailgate spoiler, give you a more aggressive, more sportier looking spoiler. You can even add a tent if you want to. Trailer hinge. I think the hybrid only tows like 1,000 pounds or like 1,500 pounds. I just looked it up. It can tow up to 1,500 pounds, which is nice because I think like the 23, 22, no 23, 24. I think you can only tow 1,000 pounds. So now you can tow a little bit more with the hybrid. You have valve stem caps, wheel locks, and wheel lug nuts set. Now let's look at the interior accessories you can get on your CRV. We have the all-season mats. It's optional. Oh, you can get HondaLink. Oh, what am I even talking about? So when I was doing the interior earlier, I mentioned that you don't get HomeLink. You get the auto-dimming rear view mirror, but Honda doesn't offer HomeLink. They do offer a HomeLink. You just have to add it as an accessory. Now, the previous CRV had that as, it was a standard feature, actually. It wasn't optional, but now it's optional for this generation. So, okay, so you can add HomeLink. That's actually nice. Cargo cover. You have cargo net, organizer, cargo tray that this one have. You have the door sill protection film, first aid kit. I think this is new for 2026, the illuminated cargo sill trim. That's actually nice. I would like to see how that looks in person. You have illuminated door sill trim, the rear passenger window shade, and seat back protectors. And for electronics, engine block heater, yes, it is. So let's break down the pricing for the 2026 Honda CR-V Sport Touring Hybrid. Your base price is $42,250, and for Solar Silver, there's no charge for the paint, and your destination handling is $13.95. Current MSRP is $43,645. I know this video is a little bit different than usual. I've been tripping up on my words most of the time. I filmed, I'll say like 4 videos today actually, and I was just cooked from the sun. I don't even know what I was saying most of the time, but if you made it this far in the video, I appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in and watching the whole thing. If you have any questions, drop a comment down below. Let's talk about the 26 CR-V. It's crazy that 26 is out already. Now, I've seen some comments that some people are complaining that Honda needs to refresh this thing, and things like the ventilated front seats and heated back seats and panoramic moonroof and like a surround view camera, so like a full 360 camera, things like that. I'm assuming once Honda redesigned this generation, they'll probably have those features. We just gotta wait and see. But the 26 CR-V is still a good option. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna catch you in the next walk around.